This video is if you've decided that you want to do a crumble topping on top of your tart sioned. So exactly the same as making the pastry. Cube up your fat, your margarine or butter, and add it into your flour, and then you're just going to do exactly the same and rub that between your thumb and your fingers until it resembles breadcrumbs. So as I said, exactly the same process as what you did for your pastry. So once you've mixed that up into your breadcrumbs, we're going to add your sugar into there, and again anything else you may have decided that you want to put into there. So you may want to put some cinnamon in there, you may want to put some bits of biscuit, you may want to put some oats. Okay, so again I would suggest something that's quite small so it mixes in with the crumble. But as I said, there are still a variety of different additions that you could put into there if you wanted to. Okay, what we're going to do then is put your pastry into the tin. Okay, so if you get one of the grease tins and then your pastry circles from last lesson, you're just going to pop those into the tin. Okay, so again, if you have watched the other video, I'm just doing 6 here just to demonstrate to you. You will actually be doing this with the 12 circles of pastry that you've got. Okay, so just make sure that they're sitting flat down in the bottom of the tin and just press them into place. Okay, the next thing that you're going to do then is pop your filling in. Okay, so as I said, your crumble is your topping, and then obviously you're going to put some kind of filling in there as well. Now I'm just going to use some apple and jam for these. Now again, it's better, unless you work very quickly, if you just stick to the same filling. I'm just doing a couple of different fillings here just to show you. Now it is important that you don't overfill the cases. I think there's actually a bit too much in that one, so I'll take one of those pieces out, because otherwise they will just look very messy instead of looking nice and uniform, which is how we want them to look. So just put your pieces of fruit in, and then as I said in the other two, I'm just going to do some jam. There's no reason why you couldn't maybe put a little bit of jam on there if you wanted to have jam and then some fruit. You could put some jam and some strawberry slices. You could use some minced meat, you could use some custard. Okay, you could actually put some pieces of chocolate in there. You wouldn't need to melt those first because they will actually melt in the oven, so you could just put some chocolate in. What I'm doing here with the jam is I'm just stirring it around in the jar before I take it out, because that makes it a lot easier to put into the case rather than just having a big solid lump of jam. So as I said, just mixing that around in the jar and then pop in again. Okay, as I said, just making sure that you don't overfill it there. But again, lots and lots, like we'll have discussed in the lesson, different fillings that you could actually use in there if you wanted to. And then we're going to just put the crumble mixture on top. So just use a spoon and then gently spread that over the top of your tarts. And then when you've done that for all 12 of your tarts, okay, they're just going to go into the oven for 15 to 20 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. Okay, just before I do pop them in the oven, try not to get too much of the mixture over the tray, because it will make it a bit more difficult to get them out when they're cooked, and obviously it's a bit harder to wash the tray at the end. So once your tarts have gone, the pastry's gone a nice golden brown colour and your crumble is browned off, they're cooked. So again, leave them to cool down for a couple of minutes, and then exactly the same as the sponge ones, I find it a lot easier to lift them off just by using a teaspoon to slide under them and then place them into the container that you are taking them home in. Now, as I said, you will actually make 12 of these. I've just done 6 for demonstration purposes. Okay, so lift them off, and then those are your crumble topped tart sioned.